Good morning, everyone. Nick from Meat Smoke Fire here. We're back. I think we missed last week, didn't we?
Yeah, Totty's birthday.
Oh yeah, Helena's birthday. We call her Totty. So now everyone can call her Totty online.
Sorry about that. Slip of the tongue.
So I guess you know who's here because they're talking. We haven't got the mics on today because it's not too windy. So you should be able to hear all three of us. So on camera, she's back. It's Andy. We've got Helena sitting outside underneath the Renson today. We've got the lights on because it is, well, it's just stopped raining, but it was peeing it down. I forgot to light the RB73, so I'm in the doghouse. No, I'm not. Just joking. And then I don't know if you can see her. She's sat inside somewhere. There she is, look. Oh, hello. Bad reflection. Of course, with her bubbles, look, by the side. Watching us. Anyway, right, I'll pass you back to Andy.
Right.
I'm passing, that way around.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a bit awkward. New addition. We've got the Blaze Blast Cool fridge. So it's the same quilted material. It arrived yesterday. So that for our classes now, you can just help yourself to a beer. So it's Martin on.
Yes, it is.
Martin, one for you. Look, there it is, right front and centre. Anyway, an alcohol-free one. Good morning, Martin. Only because I didn't realise that we gave some of those away in the class, and I hadn't realised the AF was alcohol-free. Could have stood for something else, couldn't it? Anyway, so I handed one to Martin. He said alcohol-free, and then proceeded to take a different one. Anyway, so yeah, we've got the new Blaze fridge in, looking great, cooling down nicely.
Yeah. Should
be great for the classes in the summer. Looking forward to it. It's drinks only, no food in there. Remind me of that the first time you see me putting food in it. But anyway, today 3 cooks as usual, 3 and a bit, 4. We are going to do a kebab. So we'll be doing some breads on the pizza oven. I won't burn them this week because it's just a flatbread. I'm all right at those. I was talking with David White, who is a customer, lives in on the Suffolk, I think it's Suffolk coast, and he was saying it's quite difficult to do breads. You've just got to practice. You want the temperature drop. By the way, if you can hear all this running water, it's not somebody having a wee. It's the rain coming off the roof. So yeah, so it's quite difficult, but we'll get there. We'll practice that. So the buns from 2 weeks ago that were a bit like charcoal, we'll improve on. I'm just going to do some flatbreads in there. We're going to do some, going to use the rotisserie to do some kebabs, vegetable kebabs. Saw an idea from Jamie Oliver this week, so we're going to nick it. That's the way it works. I was going to do fish this week, but I just haven't had a chance. On this egg over here, we're going to do some chicken lollipops. So they're already on, and I'll show you what we're doing. So we've got some little drumsticks, you can see, and I call them lollipops because you can stand them up like that. How hot, obviously. And we're going to baste those with some nice barbecue sauce, but I'm going to show you how I make those. Is Helena having keyboard issues? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Use the screen on the
Or should just use the screen. Perfect. And then over here, we're nicking an idea from Della Vita, from Marco, who came and did a demo. At the moment, there's nothing in it other than a pan that's just warming up. Cast iron pan, just warming up nicely. We're going to do some steak, Asian steak, with some bok choy. So we're going to give that a go. I have forgotten one thing, Helena.
Yes.
Is it? My Tefal frying pan.
Okay.
I'll do it now. I'll make it up. I'll do it now. We'll get the bok choy ready first.
Oh, I've just put Asian steak abs. That wasn't what I meant
Abs.
to
Yeah,
put.
definitely no abs going on here. Anyway.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, you guys, all right, not me. Perfect. So let's crack on.
That's quality. Asian steak abs.
Abs. Yeah.
I was trying to put bok choy, saw a picture, and then it all went wrong.
Right. So let's show you what we've done.
Let me go get that. Yeah, I can do it. It's fine.
I have already started with the kebab bit, but I'm going to show you what goes on. And we're going to make it a little bit of this. So in here, this is a half measure. So I've got 1 clove of garlic and 1 preserved lemon that is all chopped up. So those can go into our dish. We have in terms of spices, and again, this is a half measure. We've got some cumin. So I've got half a teaspoon of allspice, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. So they can all go in. And then I'm just going to take some homemade Greek yogurt. So we're going to mix that through. So about 100 ml. Perfect. We're just going to mix that up. I'm going to pop a tiny bit of oil in there with it. A little bit of olive oil. It's about a tablespoon. Lovely. And that is going to marinate our mushrooms. So I've got some lovely flat mushrooms. And what you need to do is make sure you take the stalks out, because you need, what we're going to do is we're going to put these on a kebab, and they're going to be tall, so you want them to all butt up to each other. You don't want any gaps. So just take the stalk, cut the stalk out. So I'm going to do those 4 or 5 of these. And while I'm doing this, Helena is going to tell us who's on.
Well,
and is the keyboard working now?
yes, I've just replaced it.
Ah, rookie error. So who's on?
So we have got Kerry.
Morning, Kerry.
We've got Yellow Belly Barbecue. We've got the Smoke Daddy. We've got Andy Nail. We've got
new names to me.
Oh no, Andy's been on before.
Okay.
Plastered All Over.
Love that.
Robin Simpson.
Morning,
Steve.
Robin. Morning.
From the village. Tim.
Morning, Steve WG.
Tim Martin. John Pritchard. Mickey. Karen is on briefly, but she's up in Edinburgh for the weekend.
Lovely.
Franco. Sam. Martin.
Morning, Franco. Morning,
Bernie.
Sam. Morning, Martin. Morning, Bernie.
Meat Fire Whiskey.
Love it.
Ben, Katie, Lloyd, Darren. Sorry, Darren, I missed you earlier because I was trying to sort out my
Is
kids.
Darren at work or is he at home?
Jane, Daniel,
They never talk, Darren and Karen.
Harry. Oh, did you talk about David? Which David earlier?
David White.
Oh no, I've got David Steele.
No.
Lisa Sparrow.
Wow.
Vicky Mumford. Matt.
Loads.
UK Barbecue.
Morning, Marcus.
Oh, Phil.
Morning, Phil. I will ring you this afternoon.
I'll prompt you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Perfect. Right.
Okay.
So we've got our marinade. We've got our mushrooms. What I've also got in here is red onion. And so just one red onion sliced up into quarters, and then all the, I guess you could call them petals. What?
You made a rookie error. You said Darren doesn't talk to Karen. Who's Karen?
Oh, I did. Kerry. Sorry.
And he's at home.
You've
right.
caused.
Do you talk
caused
to
it.
Karen? Sorry, Darren. I'm losing it.
I'd apologise to Kerry if I were
sorry,
you,
Kerry.
and Karen.
Yeah. Anyway, oh, God, don't get me going. I'm just going to coat the.
He's feeling the pressure now.
Coat those. Let's get the mushrooms in. So we'll coat those as well. So the idea with these is we want to get these nicely coated, so they're going to soak up some of this mushroom, some of this yogurt, some of those spices, get them all over. Now, you want to leave those then to marinate. Hence, I've got some I've done earlier. Let me just wipe my fingers. Where are those wipes? I'll do them. I'll wash
I'd
them.
wash.
So,
Oh, I can pan in on the.
so there's some I've done earlier. Now, you might notice also it stood up almost vertically. I've got one of the bent bits on mine. I don't know what I've done to it. But if you know, with the Let's Cue, you can remove the handle. So you just unscrew the handle, and I've just got on the bottom the vertical spit holder. And the point of that is, once we finish cooking these, I'm then going to be able to slice them on here, a bit like a kebab shop. A bit of fun. So yeah, you can just unscrew that and then put the vertical spit holder on. So egg, just over 200 degrees.
Come on this way, because it's.
So we're going to pop that in like that, turn the motor on, it's on, and let those spin up as we go. So just look at those for a second. If bits fall off, don't worry about it. So all I've done is put a mushroom, a couple of bits of onion, a mushroom, a couple of bits of onion. We want them to get a bit gnarly and cook. I've split a couple of the mushrooms because I went pushed them down, so they might drop off. We'll find out. Anyway, about 200 degrees. Just want those to cook, go a bit gnarly. Right. So we're going to leave those ones to. I'll put these elsewhere. Right, I think what I probably need to do is get my steak a tiny bit seared. So, egg over here, Andy, nice and hot. All I want to do is put some colour on the outside of this. I might actually turn it up and let it get a little bit hotter. I want to put some colour on the outside, but I don't need to cook it because then we're going to take it off. We're going to marinate it after that, or just baste it, and then we're going to put it back. So, let's go with how hot it is, we'll see. Should be fairly warm. Oh, I need a tiny bit of oil. Just oil my steak. I've put some salt on it. It's been dry brining this morning. So dry brining, just put a bit of salt on.
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave the lid open to get it nice, and I just want a bit of colour on there. Bit of sear. Going to leave that open for a second while that goes. So we'll just leave that. That'll just heat it up a little bit because it is a little bit cool. I should have thought about that. That's going to be all right. Just leave it in there for a couple of minutes. Just pop the top wide open. So that's going to be our steak. Now what we're going to do with our steak, just borrow these wipes, get this yogurt off, is we're going to put some bok choy, some ginger. So I've got here, got some. Now my julienne skills are actually a lot better than that. It's supposed to be chunky. When Marco came and did the demo, I thought he was making chips, little French fries. It's chunky because you want it to taste really gingery. It's going to be good. So we're going to do some bok choy. I'm going to put a tiny bit of water in there and steam them slightly. I'm going to cut them into quarters, put them back in the same pan, steam them, then we'll take them out, let them cool down a bit, we'll pop them back in at the end. But we're also going to serve it with a bit of sesame oil, some honey, some sesame seeds, and we're going to marinate that steak with some red miso. It could be normal miso, it's just I picked this one up. So we're going to do that. Right, let's have a look at this steak. See, that's flying up now. There we go. Got a bit of colour on the outside. That's all I want. And if you saw, I moved it from one part of the pan to the other. One of the tips when you're cooking on cast iron, move your steak from one place to another because the cast iron over here, once you put a steak on it, it will cool down, whereas over here it'll be hotter. So you'll get a better sear. So if you've got space, move it around as things heat up.
Tip.
Good tip.
Good tip.
All right, give that another minute. We'll get it off, we'll get it sliced, and then we're going to pop it in a bowl. Put it in there. In fact, yeah, we'll do it there. Can you get me a bigger bowl?
Please.
Please.
You want like the pasta bowl?
Yeah, something like that. A bit bigger that I can just toss it all on the white ones. Excuse me. Right, let's get this off. I just want some sear on the outside. Much better. Right, let's get that off and then we're going to get it chopped up. So I don't need to rest it because I haven't really cooked it. It's still raw. I'm going to cut it into crossways like this into 3. And then you can see, look, practically uncooked. And then we're just going to slice it because we want to get these chunks. Just want a bit of caramelisation on it. So I'm just going to cut it into little strips. Now Marco, if he's watching, Mr. Della Vita, he'll probably be killing me because this is my take on his recipe. I only watched him do it once, he didn't write anything down, and well, we'll see. Right, so all the steak there, looking good. Goes in. Let me just wash my hands. So
That's why you've got an outdoor sink.
yeah. I wish it had hot water. I say that every week. So red miso paste. And you get a teaspoon. Get in there. You need a good dollop of this. We want to cover it. So good. So then we're going to mix this through. What we're trying to do here is get some of that paste, the umami flavour from that paste, all over that steak. Now I don't want to overcook the steak later, hence we part cook the outside. But I do want to get the steak so it's sitting in that paste. It's got that umami, salty.
And what kind of steak is that?
This is just a rump. This is a rump from the butcher down the road, or one of them. Longhorn Farm Shop. Not my usual gogs.
Call that Barbie's going nuts.
Yeah, I'll turn it down. Thank you. Right.
Okay, so can the Blaze fridge live outside all year round, all weathers?
Yes, it is a Blast Cool XP1, I think they call it. It's one of the only fridges rated to be left outside in the rain, no matter what. So, and all Blaze have done is built the cover for it to sit over certain matches. What you might notice is it's slightly higher than this. So if you are going to have a fridge, they now make these taller, and I have got the extension for mine to raise it.
Okay.
It's just how do I lift 1/4 of a ton to put the spaces in. But if you're ordering one, it will come, you know, ordering a fridge, or you think you might order a fridge, just let us know if you're ordering the Blaze, and we can make sure your unit gets delivered with the spacers on, so it's just that slightly bit higher. They're 90 centimetres high, which is a good height for me, but that's top end of what a normal cooking surface would be. They're normally 86 to about 90, 91. This only raises it by 9mm. But it will bring your Blaze units to about 90, just under 91 centimetres. So I am doing an install of in a couple of weeks' time of all 3 of these. Customers bought all 3, not a couple of weeks, but in a few weeks' time, and they will all have the spacers on them. So, right, that's gone nuts. So let's. What I'm going to do is grab a bowl, a little bit of water. I want to steam. I don't want to fry. I want to steam my bok choy. Pak choy, bok choy. What's the difference between pak choy and bok choy?
Not Scooby.
Not Scooby. Cool. So I'm going to keep them as whole. Whole, i.e. with, if you know what, attach the root is what I mean. So I'm going to cut them into quarters through the root. These are lovely and clean, which is great. Sometimes you get a bit of dirt in them. So I'm going to get them in like that. We can all chuck in here. So I'm going to use the same pan for this whole thing, then all pop in. Now we'll warm them up a bit later. Just a little bit of water in there to steam them, and I'm going to give them a couple of minutes just to soften up. I'll pop them into a pan afterwards. That's what I was going to use the pan for, but I'll just use the same one. And then I can pop this back on later. So these are our T-fowl. In fact, that's an Amazon one.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. I don't know if these fit. Yeah, they do. That's an Amazon pan. They're a bit lighter. Don't like them as much. Right.
So Rob has asked where did you get the Ricky Debo from?
The Renson, it's a Renson rod. It is from a company called Garden House Design down in Worthing. If you mention my name, you might get a special deal. But if you want me to put you in touch with them, Debs is the lady there who dealt with me. You see those all wilted, they're going to be fine. Just going to take those out now. Probably one at a time is easier. We'll pop them back later, but I just want those ready. for when we do this steak bit. Right, I'm going to sit there. Yes, it's a Renson. This one's an Algarve. There's various different ones in the ranges. You can have sides, you can have all sorts, and it's louvered, so it's electric, so we can open the roof when it's not raining. And it should shut when it starts raining. And it didn't last 2 weeks ago, but it's I don't know why it didn't, but it's all working now. So, right. So that pan is back in there. I'm just going to let it dry out, and then we're going to start with our ginger. How are we doing for time? We're doing good. Let's have a look at our mushrooms. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Looking good. Haven't lost any. Oh, I've lost a bit of onion. That's it. We want them to go a bit gnarly. Yeah. Right, that pan should have dried out pretty much. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of oil in there. Get our ginger in. Now these are big bits of ginger, so we want to cook them, but we sort of want to caramelise them. So I'm going to give those a good couple of minutes. So while they're cooking, we're going to do the chicken.
Okay.
So, show you the chicken lollipops. Let's show you how they prep them. It's just pak choi. Right, chicken drumsticks. What we want to do with these is cut round where it narrows, the thinnest bit. Just cut round. Just keep. You need a sharp knife to do this because you're going to go through tendons. But just keep doing that. And what you should find then, you see it's sort of separated. Now there's like, they always come with that extra bit on. If you get your thumb into the joint, it's not necessarily that easy. You can then separate it. If you twist, it's all right, a bit of rub falling off the table. You should be able to get the end off. It's all right. And you can see there's a bit of tendon there, not pretty, so you can cut those off. And then you can just push them down. So it's clean on the top, you've got a bit of bone sticking out, looks great. I'll do the second one just so you can see. So again, now occasionally you may break the bone when you're taking the top off. It's just, I've done it on a couple this morning. But again, you can feel it wiggling, get your thumb in the back, and then twist. Now if you haven't got the strength to do it, it's not super easy. You could do, I guess you could put a teaspoon in there. That might lever it off nicely. But again, then you can just push the chicken down, and you've got almost like a lollipop. Now I'm going to use the same bowl I used earlier. So I'll take that off, pop those in there. Just going to grab my oil. A little bit of oil over them. I'm going to get messy now, just to make them sticky. I'm going to wash my hands. And then we'll get some rub on them. Right. So now we've done that. We've got 2 rubs here. So if you look at the recipe on the website, I do a homemade rub, but I just thought let's not bother today. We'll use the Let's Q. So just put a little bit of that chicken rub on. Now the wind's getting up. Where's that come from all of a sudden? Can you hear us all right? And then give it a little bit of spice. This one, A&O, Angus Noink, hot and hostile. And it is quite spiky. So I'm just going to teaspoon of that. Just a little bit of a dusting on those. Sorry, Andy, can you see that all right? Take that. A little bit of a dusting. They're going to be spicy, those ones. So we'll get those in a second. Take the oil out of the way. Let's get the lid back on that before it fills up with rain. Put it out of the way. Now with these, what you want to do is cook them relatively slowly. So the egg over here is at 160 degrees. I'm going to put them on. So it's just below on that thermometer. I've actually got the the Egg Genius running it today. So I'm going to move all these up a little bit, give myself some space for the less cooked ones. We'll put those at the back. Now these ones...
Doing that shut?
No, I'm going to just stab so you can see. 75, 85 degrees. They're ready, almost. Now, because they're leg meat, it's a tougher cut of meat. You can take them to a higher temperature. After 74, they're cooked. So they're ready now to be basted. So I'm going to leave that lid open. Just going to grab a jug, a bowl, and go. So we want to have the water in. I thought we'd try new bar. I saw it yesterday. Sweet and spicy, Jack Daniels. She said, need to work my nose. Yeah. So I'm going to put some of that in here, and what we're going to do is baste these. Now, with any barbecue rub, if you look at these things, I haven't got my glasses on.
What am I looking for?
There you go, I can read that. Ingredients, cane sugar. Sugar is a massive element of a rub, and sugar burns. So do not put barbecue sauce on your ribs, on your chicken, on anything like that. Don't bother put it on until right at the end of the cook, because all you're going to do is burn it. So we're going to get those going nicely. Bit of rub on them. Neighbours are out with their wheelie bins. Don't know if you can hear that, but flip them over. Now it's 160, so I can touch these. And then I'll wash my hands again, get the other sides done. Might need to go and get a bit more in here. These will be so juicy, with all this sauce on, they'll be delish. Oh, ginger. Right, now I'm coming. Let's do it. Right. Just in time. So ginger started to caramelise. That's exactly what we want. Look at that. Beautiful. So to that. So I'm just going to wash my hands very quickly. Left the lid open.
Do you want it closed? I can close it.
That's right.
Sure.
I'll be there in a second. To that, and you've got to be really careful here now. We're going to use some honey, and honey burns really quickly. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of sesame oil, tiny bit, about a tablespoon and a half, not so runny honey because it's so cold out here. Get that in there. You see that's bubbling away already. Now we don't want to burn that. And now we need that steak. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's get the steak in there. So this will then stick to the steak. So the steak is covered in miso. So this was just an organic miso paste. What I'll do...
Oh, that smells amazing.
Oh yeah, it's going to... But with the ginger, it's going to smell incredible. Or taste incredible as well. Get that in. I'm going to chuck that. I'm going to leave it to warm. Just shut the lid for a second. It's a bit precariously balanced, but it's all right. Let's have a little look at our mushrooms. Yep. Looking good, getting gnarly. None of them have fallen off.
I don't think what I'm seeing is doing these justice, to be fair, but...
Oh, that's all right. That looks great. Right. Need another log on the Velveeta. We need to just warm it up.
It's super cold today. Why have you got so cold?
Huh?
Oh, look at Mrs. Meat Smoke Fire.
Today.
That's because I haven't got the fire on.
Oh, that's just rude.
I forgot to put the fire on. I said, do you want the fire on? You said no.
I know, so it's going to be warmer.
Yeah, anyway, we'll get you warm in a bit. Warm you up with some gin. Or something like that. Right. So, we've got chicken lollipops going on there. We've got our steak over here, Andy. We're going to be ahead of time today. Oh, look at that. That's looking good. Nice and sticky, nice and umami, gingery.
Smells epic.
Oh, when Marco made this for us, it was just incredible. So we'll do that. Right, while that's going. Oh, this is almost as bad as curry in a hurry the other week. Everyone loved curry in a hurry. So I've got some bread. This is my normal flatbread recipe. We've done that a few times. We're going to get a little bit of flour on here, and I'm just going to make one flatbread so you can see it for the kebabs. Got my rolling pin here. Don't let me overdo that steak. I think we did this on the last cook, didn't we? Flatbreads. I mean, everybody loves a kebab. Oh no, we didn't. We did buns, didn't we? So you wanted me to recap, and I forgot.
No, you did.
Okay.
So we've got Martin's trying some Wagyu fillet later. Doesn't know what he's going to do with it.
Fillet. I would just slice it. Oh.
Yeah, I just didn't know what to do yet.
Yeah, cut it really thin.
Phil is doing keema naan, and apparently there's a little bit of demand to try that on a live trip, so we'll have a practice.
Okay, we'll try that. And keema naan would work really well in the rock box, in the Della Vita.
But apparently they're quite tricky.
No.
They're quite, no, they are.
Keema naan are tricky. Yeah, no. Cooking naan in the pizza oven would be dead easy. Right.
What was Franco doing? Franco was doing something with naan bread. I think he was doing.
Doesn't matter if it's funny shape. You could do it there. Like that. I'm not very good at it. Right, let's get this beef off, otherwise we'll have mute it. Look at that. Right. So, taking our bok choy, pak choy. I'm going to put it on there. Probably cool down a bit. So put it in here. And our pak choy. When we had this, when Marco was here, it was just stunning. I need a glove. We'll back in a second, Andy. That. So bring this over. Probably way too much, but hey. Helen has already got a fork. Jeez.
Oh, Curly Whirly Kerry's just joined. I love that name.
That is a cool name.
Oh, I'll just let it cool down a bit.
I'm going to take long out of here.
Have I done?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Hang on, I haven't even dressed it yet. Right, take that out of the way. Put that back in the egg.
Oh, that's lovely.
Is it good?
Really
It's
good.
gingery.
Just didn't really get much ginger. Let me show you the
Yeah.
ginger.
You need a big bit of ginger.
You've got to try it because you think it's going to be really.
Right, I need a tiny bit of my sesame. Oh, the oil's over there.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So a tiny bit. I'm just putting a bit of sesame oil over the top. I'm going to put some sesame seeds just to.
Oh yeah, that finishes it off nicely.
Beautiful. Right, one dish done. Let's get this flatbread in.
Okay.
So, key with a peel. If you don't want your pizza to stick or your bread to stick, make sure it's dry. As soon as it gets wet, it's not going to happen. In we go. Sorry? Oh, I haven't got my turning peel. Good. Send her in. nice and hot. You should see it start rising pretty quickly, pretty soon. There it goes. Can you see the back edge is starting to puff up? Helena's gone to get the other peel. I'll come in this side of you, Andy, and then I'm just going to scoop it and then spin it. He says. See it all puffing up beautifully.
Wow, look
now,
at that. That doesn't take long, does it?
No, I want the steam to come out of it. Let's go. Looking good.
Nice.
The steam, when it comes out, it's basically the middle cooking. You know it's cooked. So it might pop, it will all puff up. It's just the inside of the dough. It's the moisture in there. Turn into steam. It's when it's cooked. So I'm going to call that one looking good.
Jeez.
Right, there's our flatbread. So we go down this end. There we go. So let's dress it a little bit and then we'll get some kebab on it. So I want a bit of cabbage. You've all seen me make tzatziki before, so we'll get some tzatziki on there. We're going to chuck on a few tomatoes.
That looks amazing, Nick.
And we haven't even put the kebab bit on it yet. Right, let's get our kebab. So just make a space. We'll obviously make more flatbreads in a minute. Let's get our onion. Look at those. Looking as spot on. So, take this over. Pop it on here. I'll squish it down, but take the top one off. Beautiful. Find my knife. What did I cut with my knife last?
Chicken.
Better give it a little wash.
I got it.
Sorry. Grab my glove now. Now you could leave it to go for a bit longer, but in the interest of time, we're going to do it like this. Oh, look at that.
Oh, smells amazing.
Yep. Grab a fresh set of tongs. I'm going to grab a spoon. Easy. Bit of coriander over the top would have been nice, but forgot to bring it out.
I'll taste it and see what it's like.
Yeah, I thought that might happen. There you go. We'll keep the rest for the rest of us, but there is your... Is it good?
Yeah.
Now, I haven't got coriander, but I will steal some chives just to add a bit of green.
And don't forget your lollipops.
Yeah, I've got my lollipops. A little bit of chive the onions, a couple more tomatoes.
So what was in your yoghurt marinade for the mushrooms?
So in there was teaspoon of cumin, teaspoon of allspice, teaspoon of black pepper, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of paprika, 2 cloves of garlic, and 2 preserved lemons. So we've got that. Let's go and get our lollipops. We'll get a couple of lollipops. And then we're done. So I'm going to bring them over one at a time. Nice. Now you could baste them with a bit more. Just like have a go at doing 2. You know it's going to end in tears, don't you?
Yeah, I've got the lid.
Oh, that was close. There you go. I'll put the rest on. So,
That looks epic.
today's live cook. We have a mushroom, red onion, or marinated mushroom red onion kebab.
That looks stunning.
We have chicken lollipops, and we have an Asian beef, miso, and sesame dish. What do we call that? With bok choy, pak choy.
That looks amazing, Nick.
Not bad. Got to
Really
take
good.
a few photos, then we're going to eat it. So, not a bad trip this week. So what do you want to see next week?
Really?
Oh, no, you're not going to see any... Really? Yeah, exactly. I'm not here.
Oh, gosh.
Unfortunately, for you guys, fortunately for me, I'm going skiing. So, won't be here next week and won't be here the week after either, because we fly on Saturday and fly back the Saturday after. So, yeah, sorry, I'm off to Zermatt for a couple of weeks, or a week. So, yeah, we will be back. I guess it'll be the last weekend in March. I think we come back the 20... Well, if I go on the 12th, I'll be back on the 17th, so it'll be... 26th. So next one will be on the 26th. But yeah, so hope you all have a lovely March. I'll see you right at the end. And if there's anything you want to cook, we are going to do a fish week as soon as I'm not too busy to get into town and do fish. It's just yesterday was chaos. I sold my car, so they came and collected my car. They delivered the fridge at the same time. It's just mad. Anyway, mad day. So it didn't happen yesterday. So we made this one up a bit last minute. So anyway, have a great March and we will see you soon. I am about, if you want to buy anything, even while I'm on holiday, do feel free to drop me an email. I will ring you, Phil, this afternoon. And yeah, we'll get you all sorted out. There you go.
Need to show this off again.
How's that for a cook? Well chuffed. Right, let's go and eat. Enjoy, people. Have a great weekend. Cheers.